More bean pods? Well, no, we don't need that though. Let's see. No, we don't need that. Uh, hmm. Oh. Yeah, I better stick with this. I don't want to get too close on calories because sometimes I think I accidentally like ate half a sausage too much yesterday. I think I was supposed to eat two, and I think there was 2.5 in there. So like you have to be a little bit. It's better to err on the side of caution and be a little bit shy of your caloric goal. And maybe even if you're gonna do exercise, exercise a little bit extra, just to make sure you're not messing up. It should probably correct for any like extra bites you take of cottage cheese or something by accident. But yeah, cottage cheese really saved me today. That was incredible. It was my biggest source of protein after the 6 ounces of roast beef lunch meat. It's really tough. Once you get... This was the one that killed me right here. 500 calories on a 200 calorie or 2K calorie diet. That's a fourth of your diet. I just had that with a banana. Like, ate that in 2 minutes. That was a quarter of my total caloric intake for the whole day. So then you have way less wiggle room to try to hit your macros for protein. The only way I was able to hit it is by doing a cup and a half of cottage cheese. I couldn't do that many fish fillets because they only have 4 grams of protein per fillet at 120 calories per fillet. Like a decent protein source, like let's say deli ham lunch meat, it's 24 grams for 240. This fish fillet would only be 8 grams for 240. It's a third of the protein level of lunch meat. It's just like no protein, man. In fact, it's more carbs than protein. It's got 10 carbs for every 4 protein. It's just such a horrible protein source. Even peanut butter is better protein source than fish fillets. But we managed to pull off the miracle thanks to cottage cheese. Now normally I'd get rid of the lunch meat and I wouldn't need to eat eggs and roast beef during the day because I would have some chicken. Chicken is a saver because it's the highest protein with the lowest calories. It gives so much more flexibility with the rest of your day. But I needed chicken to save me since I hit peanut butter in a big way. 5 tablespoons. That crushed my whole diet for the day. But we were able to save it thanks to cottage cheese. We don't have any more chicken. I ate it all. And I'm trying to work in some of these things my dad is buying, like crunchy fish fillets. But it's so hard to work that into my diet because of the lousy protein source it is, and it's my meat for the meal. So it's like, oh, how do I pull this off? You know, it's really difficult. But cottage cheese came through big time, and I really don't want to go ham, go ham on eating eggs. 3 eggs in one day. I mean, some people are saying it could be high in cholesterol because I'm not just doing egg whites. I'm eating the whole thing. What am I going to do? Throw away the yolks? That's ridiculous. Plus, my wife said that the yolks aren't bad for you. It's healthy cholesterol, so I don't know. But yeah, I feel a little guilty eating 6 ounces of lunch meat and then another 6 ounces of lunch meat. That's 12 ounces of lunch meat, which is pretty expensive. But I guess all meat's expensive, so I can't really feel too bad. I'm trying my best. My dad bought 4 frozen pizzas. Normally he expects me to eat like 1 or 2 of those a week, and that's not going to happen. I can't even really imagine fitting a frozen pizza into my diet at this point. It'd be too difficult. You know what? I should probably cut these olives. I mean, they're only 25 calories though. It's not too bad. But the 330 milligrams of sodium is a little concerning because I'm getting a ton of sodium with the cottage cheese and the ham. And I'm way over the sodium amount I'm supposed to be getting. But I can't seem to help it. Every time these dumb meat sources are just too high in sodium, I can't avoid it. We keep going way over. I really can't avoid it. Ah, so frustrating. I mean, it's really good that I'm hitting my protein macro, and I am managing to get 1 fish fillet into my diet. So that's taking one for the team because my dad will not buy another 6-pack of chicken or a bag of chicken. He won't buy more pork chops unless these fish fillets go. He bought 4 boxes of fish, so I'm trying to work my way through them little by little, just squeezing in a fillet here or there in my diet the best I can. If I would have cut out the peanut butter, I could have probably had 2 fish fillets, or 3, which would have been nice. But that damage is already done. I shouldn't have eaten that peanut butter earlier. But the goal is to try to squeeze these fish fillets in so that I can get rid of them and then my dad can restock on real meat. So the idea here isn't I want to eat all of his meat that he buys and leave him to eat all the other stuff. Like, or I want to eat all the healthy stuff and make him eat all the hot dogs. Like I take all the eggs and chicken and pork chops and leave him to the fish fillets and hot dogs. Like, I want to try to have a balanced approach to eating what he buys. Otherwise, he'll feel like I'm taking all the good stuff, or I'm too focused on certain foods, and I'm not really being a fair player, and he's stuck eating too much of one thing. So I'm trying to diversify what I eat so that he doesn't notice my diet's kind of like messing up the proportions in the refrigerator and freezer. I don't want him to notice too much. For example, I could have just got my protein by eating like 8 eggs today, but then I'd eat all the eggs in the house in one day, and he might not buy eggs for another week, so there goes a really good source of protein. So I only chose to eat 3 and then spread it out by also eating some roast beef, but not all the roast beef in the house, and then some deli ham lunch meat, but not all the lunch meat in the house. So that, and then a little bit of fish fillets. So I'm trying to spread out the protein sources, in other words, so that I'm not devouring all of the protein in one category too quickly, because it needs to last. Now, if I start running out of protein sources and I'm really screwed and I can't figure out a way to make the macros work, I do have protein powder as a last resort. My wife bought protein shake powder, and I can turn to that if I just can't make the macros work. But today I miraculously pulled it out of my butt. I was going to have a protein shake twice today while planning this daily diet, and I was saved by cottage cheese. I was able to get 42 grams of protein for only 245 calories, which is incredible. It's almost, yeah, it's about as good as roast beef. And it's better than eggs. For the same 40 grams of protein for eggs, I would have to eat 400 calories. This is only 245, so that's way better than eggs at getting protein for low calories. It's about tied with roast beef lunch meat. And it's way better than peanut butter, and way, 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 way better than fish fillets. It's twice as good as deli ham. So yeah, we pulled it off somehow. We managed to pull it off, folks. I could eat one more fish fillet today, but that would put me just over my calorie limit, and I'd probably have to work out a little more to make up. I don't want to go that route. I want to try to be a little under the calorie goal each day. And like I said, that's partly because I might quit working out 5 minutes early, or the calculator might not take into account that I sit a lot when I'm not working out, like I don't move at all. And also I might have like an extra bite by accident of corn or something. Which I had to take corn off today. I had to. I wouldn't mind re-adding it if I could. Since I did get the calories down, maybe I'll add a little bit of corn. It's so good. Let me see what would happen if I added it. 100 calories for 0.67 cups. What if I did half of that? A third of a cup is only 50 calories. I bump my carbs up a tiny bit. I get 2 grams of extra protein. That's not bad. I think I could do that. That adds a little more variety to my dinner. So that way I'm having tiny bit of corn, tiny bit of olives, tiny bit of soybean pods, half a cup of that, tiny bit of lunch meat, a good amount of cottage cheese, and 1 fish fillet. Yeah, I think that's a more entertaining dinner. That's not too bad. And my snacks throughout the day will be quite satisfying. Actually, my snacks are pretty calorie heavy today. 1,200 calories for my snacks, only 780 calories for my dinner. Usually it's the other way around as far as the calorie breakdown. But, I'm doing okay on sugar. I probably need a little bit more sugar. What I found last night, I got a headache. I didn't know if it was from lack of sugar or what. Or sugar withdrawals, because I'm used to having a lot of sugar. So, I ate last night a bag of hot chocolate mix. And I think it had like 50 calories. Well, let's see. Let me look at what it has. I just licked my finger and put it in the bag and ate it. I did that over and over until it was gone. And it really helped with my sugar craving. It was like pure sugar. I think also I could eat like a marshmallow if I'm really craving sugar. Oh, and I ate an apple, which had a lot of sugar in it. Let's see. But it actually tastes good eating it that way. You just suck on your finger and then stick it back in, and you suck it off over and over. 130 calories, 20 grams of sugar. I can't do that today though. I'm really too tight on my numbers. I don't know if I should do this corn. Because I'm going to need a sugary snack at the very end. Before bed. I got to save some room for that on the calories. I want to save 124. If I don't have anything and I go to bed, then I'm ahead of the game. But if I do have that craving, I want to have enough room in my caloric budget to squeeze in an apple. Or another handful of grapes, just to get a little spike of blood sugar before bed, because that's when I get my sugar cravings, right before bed. So I want to make sure I don't lose options too quickly.